In the name of God. This is Zohreh Movahed, Senior Reservoir Geologist Consultant, Springer, Current Energy and Teleperformance, Malaysia. My topic is about new analytical method to do reservoir characterization by using geological reservoir and core data. You can see here, the well is located at between two faults in the western south part. And the main reservoir is Asmari Reservoir, which is in productive part. The porosity range 5 to 30%, and in the non-productive intervals, porosity is less than 5%. And the lithology is mainly limestone with some dolomite and just little also anhydrite. The first challenges we have always is getting to Asmari Reservoir is not easy in some cases due to structural complexity. Second challenges we have is that here you can see the interval is highly and heavily fractured. And the well test analysis is not enough accurate to describe fracture properties and fracture characterization. And also fracture intensity and deep-rooted fracture has a risk of unexpected water production. The third challenges we have, permeability analysis of dual porosity system can be best evaluated by using FMI, but oil company was not using permeability from FMI in case there is no any formation testing data in the well for fracture and reservoir modeling, and also to study based on the permeability from FMI or any image like for reservoir modeling. So our main objective is to develop an accurate structural model for the Asmari fracture reservoir by interpreting deep attribute in StructView as the input data for permeability analysis of FMI. And second objective is that to characterize fractures in the borehole by interpreting image logs accurately in bore view as again input for permeability analysis from FMI. And the third objective is to compute index mobility from FMI by using vortex module in geoframe sampling. So we use FMI formation microimager tool, which has 4 paths and 4 flaps with the 80% coverage. We use N5 and also resistivity logs from full set logs. We use mobility and pressure, MDT, and we use the core data for this project. So the first step we did, we interpreted structural dips. So you can see here, bed and layers. You can see here the beds and layers. You see here the white color and also brown color and some black color. You can see the bed and layers are sharp and planar. And also, if you see this unit here, the bedding dips are mostly concentrated on the southwest, and the dip is mostly 26, average is 26 degrees toward south 30 west. So we use all this dipping data to import in vortex module. And about the fracture analysis, fracture characterization, we should say that here you can see the reservoir is very heavily fractured, and you can see the major fracture, the big fractures here, and the fracture mostly connected also. And if after studying in bore view, and then you can see you can see many types of fracture around the steronet, and we can see the depth of fracture is 70 degree toward N north, 88 east, north 88 east. So we use the bedding data and also fracture data as an input just to found out reservoir heterogeneity. So if you see here, you see the black color here and black color here. This is a conductive spot, which is conductivity is greater than maximum 1. And here, the white color, you can see resistive spot, which is resistivity is greater than minimum 1. And we compare with this picture. So here also, we have conductive spots, we have conductive patch, magenta color, and we have resistive patch, cyan color, and we have also red color here, which is conductive spots. And the yellow color is connections between the conductive spots. And later we explain this makes us for us the connectivity and permeability. Means that these spots are connected and produce permeability for us. So we use the bedding tip, and based on this bedding data, we compute layer conductivity and background conductivity, we can see here. And also we compute the layer thickness. You can see here, you can get the layer thickness too. So based on the heterogeneity in the reservoir, you can see here isolated conductive spots, which is isolated, which is not connected, and connected conductive spots. Yeah, these red colors, and also magenta color, that like a purple, we can say color, and it's conductive patches. These are conductive patches. And in this part, we can see dense resistive spots and this resistive patches that based on the color is it this part is dense resistive spots, which is like we can say that it's like in anhydrite you can see some isolated dense spots. So based on the connected conductive spot, which is connected together, so we can compute the connection for connected conductive spots and make us permeability. Here you can see the network and connection related to conductive links at the matrix between conductive events in fMRI image. Like as a yellow line, you can see all yellow line that produce permeability for us. And this permeability provide a rough and relative permeability information. So based on the permeability, index permeability we computed, we compare with the MDT mobility. You can see here the zone 1. Here we can see the open fracture density, closed fracture density, aperture, and also lithology, which is dolomite and also limestone, and some here anhydrite. And here is fracture porosity And here is secondary porosity. And yet the blue one is porosity and the red one is density. And here you can see all resistivity logs. And here is FMI, the orange color is FMI permeability, which is between 0.1 to 1000 millidarcy scales. And you can see core permeability, which is the black silker, is matching very well with the FMI permeability. And same you can see in zone 1, 2. See again, but we don't have many like point of the core data. And this is also this a problem because the good things about the image log is you can see the whole interval continuous FMI permeability, but the full core it has a risk of like breaking. Yeah, you cannot get full information sometimes. So that's good that in some part is not covering, we have a FMI permeability. So here you can see the MDT permeability. Yeah. And also the resistivity you can see here. Yeah. So again, we can see again here we have some dolomite, and mostly the highly fracture will be in a like dense limestone. And same you can see again here we have higher fracture density in limestone, and again the FMI permeability is matching well with the MDT mobility. Again in zone 2.2 you can see here again the MDT and FMI is matching well. Same again this interval. So all we have a good FMI and MDT mobility matching. And in this one is in whole Asmara reservoir, we can see that the MDT mobility is matching very well with the FMI permeability, and like permeability is changing a lot because mostly following if we have a dolomite, we have more permeability, and in like dense limestone which we have higher fracture density, we have less permeability. And here, as we said, core we cannot make the always record core data, because in a highly fractured reservoir we cannot the full cover of the cores and always the core breaking, and we cannot full information of fracture on the cores. So we have just a few core permeability, and if you the red color is core permeability and the blue color is FMI permeability, which we can see that is matching very well core and FMI permeability. And FMI permeability is changes from 0 to 5 millidarcy over most of the intervals, and permeability is less or minor into tight interval, like if we have a highly fracture and is very tight, we have less permeability. And also the core and edge permeability is matching, and accuracy is matching through the Asmara reservoir, and which is very good. We got this result. So benefit and our contribution in this project. So using image logs and open hole and production logs course is highlighted the importance of integrated data analysis. and also a better understanding of reservoir fracture system and its influence on production, and also the risk of the water production, unexpected water production, and also is we found that good match between FMI permeability and MDT permeability, and also we found that good match between FMI permeability and core permeability. So this study will be used as a standard workflow for other fracture reservoir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate if you have any question. Thanks a lot.